Dozens of environmental activists staged demonstrations inside the venue hosting the UN climate talks in Egypt Wednesday. In one of them, medical workers from various countries performed what they called a die-in to raise awareness about the health impact of the climate crisis.
We're seeing governments and we're seeing different decision makers in these halls over the last 1 week and in the coming days. And we don't think people understand the kind of emergency this is. Our key demand is to address the climate crisis as a health crisis and eliminate out all the fossil fuels from around the world. No politics, no questions asked. That is the only thing that can save our patients.
Meetings in Sharm el-Sheikh got off to a plodding start. Delegates dithered over the need to restate the 2015 goal of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Yet it's a minimum for islanders like protester Vivanya Tatawaka.
So the pledge is now to northern countries or whoever is tabling this, that we are watching you and we are not going to give up. We are not going to leave COP without fighting or without putting on a good fight on 1.5 to stay alive.
The COP27 is set to end Friday. Beyond leaders and negotiators, the summit gathers scientists, academics, journalists and companies' representatives. Activists continue to urge decision makers to deliver for people and the planet.
Here, in this building in Ebute Metta area of Lagos, Nigeria, women and men from vulnerable and low-income families are sorting out plastic waste to be recycled. But this task is only one out of the routine jobs of these Lagos residents. According to the Waste Management Agency in Lagos, over 13,000 metric tons are produced daily in this mega city. Now, at least 10% of that is being recycled thanks to the We Cyclers initiative.
Adopting proper waste management helps our environment get better because most of these materials that we dispose as waste can be reused into other products. By reusing them, we are reducing the amount of raw materials that we need to create new materials. We are reducing the energy that we put into the environment, which can cause greenhouse gases. By adopting proper waste management, we are promoting community health. We are preserving marine lives. The goal of creating We Cyclers, a recycling company, is to help people capture value from their waste, to help low-income community have source of livelihood. It's also to improve the culture of recycling.
Founded by Bilkis Adebiyi Abiola in 2012, We Cyclers has grown exponentially.
The initiative helps the unemployed to be engaged so they're able to fend for their family.
People there, they are using it to take care of their family.
But the end goal, among others, is in fact the environment and sustainable development. Most of the waste ends up here.
Since the launch of the initiative, Lagos has seen a facelift. You can hardly see plastic bottles in the gutters. We also collect takeaway packs, among others. If not for this job, I would be on the street, wasting my life.
These are some of the products of the recycled waste. In Nigeria, where the unemployment rate is estimated to be 33%, this initiative has become a source of income for many unemployed, low-income and underserved citizens, and more importantly, helping to rid the environment of waste and promote sustainable development.
A second contingent of Kenyan troops deployed under the banner of a regional bloc arrived in the war-ravaged east of the DRC Wednesday. The soldiers flew into Goma from Nairobi and are part of over 900 Kenyan troops that will be sent to the Democratic Republic of Congo. They will be joined by troops from other member states of the East African Community, EAC, to help the Congolese government battle rebels who now control key localities, forcing thousands of Congolese to flee their homes. The Congolese Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations looked forward to military gains. I hope that with the arrival, many things will change. I hope we will evolve in an offensive mission to bring peace in our country, the DRC, with two priorities, the M23 and this wanton aggression.
As a force commander, that is very clear to me. We are here protect and defend the Goma International Airport, including the force headquarters, as the rest of the processes continues.
Other processes include the upcoming inter-Congolese dialogue under the EAC-led Peace Initiative.
War does not necessarily bring peace. You have to pursue diplomacy. The second on that track, and is very critical for you to note, is the issue of disarmament and demobilization, not only targeting M23, because we seem our focus to be on M23. We have over 120 armed groups within DRC. And they have instigated significant degree of insecurity. If these two tracks fails, then we will automatically transit to the third track, that is military action.
The M23 rebel group rose to prominence about a decade ago when its fighters seized control of Goma. They later entered in a peace agreement with the government but re-emerged late last year. Talks between Sudan's main civilian bloc and the military have been ongoing for weeks in the latest bid to break the deadlock following the 2021 military coup. The United Nations backed the political process. Its Human Rights Commissioner concluded his first official visit to Sudan Wednesday, urging the factions to reach a deal.
Any transition is delicate, and in Sudan we are at a particularly delicate stage of this transition. So I really call on all sides who are involved in the political process to go the extra mile to work towards prompt restoration of civilian rule in the country, to bring an end to the uncertainty that has left much of the population in peril.
Volker Turk arrived in Sudan Sunday and held talks with senior officials, including coup leader General al-Burhan. During the press conference, Turk reaffirmed the right to peaceful assembly.
I call on the relevant authorities clearly to instruct the security forces to respond to the demonstrations in line with human rights law and standards. People have the right to peaceful assembly, and the state has an obligation to ensure that this right can be exercised without fear of being shot at.
The crackdown on anti-coup protesters has killed an estimated 119 people.
The pyramids of Giza have been around for thousands of years, and they are celebrating a 50th anniversary this week, that of World Heritage Sites. Most of the sites are in popular tourist destinations. Some countries have more than 50 sites, but others, like 12 African countries, have none. This important text was adopted, which has a very nice preamble and very precise articles, and among them the need to create a list of sites which would be recognized as the most important sites of humanity, allowing the international community to act very quickly to preserve them in the face of disasters, in the face of conflict, in the face of other development issues. UNESCO says the African continent accounts for just 9% of World Heritage Sites. The recognition usually benefits the area with increased tourism, but this park can be a double-edged sword. Globally, one of the least represented regions on the World Heritage list is Sub-Saharan Africa, and then the Arab states. So there is indeed an imbalance in terms of statistics on the list, and this is an issue on which we will continue to work together with the member states. On the list, 52 sites are currently categorized as in danger. An example is the Virunga National Park, where conflict and poaching threatens endemic species. It is important that the World Heritage Sites do not lose their value for the role they play, and that we work together so they can be preserved today and passed on to future generations who will continue to preserve them. UNESCO is expected to announce an action plan for the future of the World Heritage Convention to make the list more representative and make the sites more accessible and sustainable.